You're on West Bremer Radio. It's 8:13. Let's talk to the man that he knows all about Ipswich. He has got stories. We've got a listener in County Ireland somewhere. I forgot the flaming place. But this is a very good story. He's pulled another one out. 8:14. We're live. We're local. His name's Harold H. Peacock. And he is the Ipswich historian. And they're talking about him all around town.
All over the world.
Even the former mayor is keen to get a copy of the book. So
really?
Read about it. Yeah.
There you go. Which former mayor is that? We've had a few.
Not Andy. Poor old Andy.
Yeah.
It's Paul.
Oh, right. How did you know about that?
I keep in contact with him. He's a great bloke.
Okay.
In my opinion, I he's a friend to me and a good friend.
Yes.
I stick by my friends through thick and thin.
I know. Look how you stuck by me.
Yeah.
And the things I've said about you.
Stuff the vibe flame and they were. At 8:14, you there, Harold the H?
Yes, good morning, Danny. How are you today?
Oh, very good, thanks, mate. And we've got a listener in County York or somewhere.
Oh, close. It's County Waterford in Ireland I got to thank for this story.
Is that a fact?
His name's... Yeah, that's right. Owen O'Brien. He's been laid up for a few months with the effects of long COVID. He was looking for something around the world entertainment, and he found us. And he's interested to know more about this County Waterford family that's spent so much time here in Ipswich.
Is that right? Isn't that great that we're international radio stars?
Yeah, that's right. And so is the Invincible Mr. Gough, who Owen wants to know about.
Well, may we say.
About him. Yeah, you see, there were three brothers in the Gough family from County Waterford who came to Australia in the mid-19th century. Now, there was George Gough, who in the 1840s ran a business here in Ipswich.
Right.
Then there was David Gough, who from the 1860s farmed out at Mount Walker.
Right. But
the brother that I'll tell you about was the younger of the brothers, Maurice Gough, who arrived here as a 14-year-old in 1849. Now, it's Maurice's charmed life that I'll tell you about, or rather the disasters that beset everyone around him. You see, to start with, Maurice left Ireland at the peak of the Irish Famine. Now, he escaped and found his way to Australia, whereas those unfortunates who remained behind, over 1 million people died, as you know.
Wow.
And on his way to Australia, Maurice's ship got wrecked off the coast of China.
Right.
Now, passengers perished left, right and centre, but Maurice survived that too and worked his passage to Sydney.
Yeah.
He then came to Ipswich and worked with one of his brothers here. Maurice then went prospecting in the Queensland goldfields. It was in the Warrego district in southwest Queensland that his party was attacked by Aboriginals and Maurice got speared. But again, he survived. He came back to the Ipswich district. He went farming out of Mount Walker and got married in 1872. It was there that just a few years later, Maurice was chopping down a tree.
Right.
When the tree fell, it hit his wife on the head, killing her instantly. But it missed him completely, and he escaped unscathed.
He's a cat, this bloke.
Oh, look, and that left poor Maurice with two young daughters to raise on his own, and for some reason he never managed to marry again. Now, in 1891, a man was charged with trying to burn down Maurice's barn. Now, Maurice and the barn survived, but the man was committed to the mental asylum. In 1896, one of Maurice's daughters got married, but the husband died suddenly not long afterwards. In 1900, the daughter got married for a second time, and this time had a couple of children. But the daughter herself died shortly thereafter. In the meantime, both of Maurice's brothers had died. And it should be noted, Danny, that amid all this carnage, Maurice Gough was still going strong. Now, in 1921, though, Maurice was 85 years old when he checked into St Florence Hospital at Rosewood.
Right.
Things were looking pretty dire for him, but he recovered and went home. 12 years later, in 1933, Maurice was back in hospital. This time it was, well, he was 98 years old, and he was in the Ipswich Hospital.
Oh, jeez.
And at 98 years old, this time, sadly, he slipped quietly away after a stay of just 5 days.
Dominus Vobiscum.
And but he is buried here at Ipswich Cemetery, so you can go visit him. But the old Waterford man was survived by 2 grandchildren.
Right.
But the carnage around him hadn't finished, though, because in 1953, Maurice's granddaughter was killed in a car accident near Forest Hill. Now, Maurice's his own invincibility passed on to his 10-year-old great-grandson, James Shipp, because the boy was in the car, but he survived the accident unscathed. So, Danny, James Shipp would be 79 years old now. So if anyone knows James, I'd love to hear his own death-defying experiences that no doubt he inherited from his great-grandfather, old Maurice Gough.
Is that James Shipp?
S-H-I-P-P.
Shipp. Okay, because we don't allow swearing on the program.
That's good. But I also want to thank for this story about James Shipp and, of course, old Mr. Gough.
Owen O'Brien.
We should thank our listener, Owen O'Brien, in County Waterford and Ireland. Now, Owen's own father, his own father, Johnny, is 91 years old and going great guns in County Waterford. So, Danny, we should give a big shout-out to Owen and his father, Johnny, over there in Ireland, and I know they're listening right now.
Owen, my dad's name's Johnny, and he's 93, going on 94. He's going good too, really. He was a bit crook last weekend, but yeah, so isn't that great? And because Daniel Paul Anthony Hoyland, there's nothing more Irish than that. And I think there's a County Hoyland over there somewhere.
Well, if there isn't, there should be, Danny. There should be one named after you, but County Waterford will do for this week.
County, mate, that is just so good, isn't it? So if there's anyone listening around the world, get on Facebook, historyouthere.com, historyouthere.com, and tell us you're listening. Give us a story, and if it's relating to it, we will get the man, the PI of PIs, private investigator, Harold H. Peacock, to investigate.
Oh, tell you what, it's...
Harold, you've killed them again.
It's a pleasure.
It's 8:20 on West Bremer Radio.